All right, hello everybody. My name is Dalton Ruthinger, and welcome back to Sailwind. In this episode, we're going to be going on another open ocean journey, probably back to the Emerald Cliffs. Let me bring the microphone a bit closer to me. I keep putting the microphone on a very uh, not good place whenever I'm starting to record, and I keep forgetting to bring it closer to my mouth so you guys can actually hear me talk. Um, so yeah, we're going to be heading back to the Dragon Cliffs, more than most likely, unless I come across another type of cargo. And I know it's been a while since I last recorded this game. Please forgive me for that. I just needed a break from the game because it's basically what I've been playing basically non-stop for a long time. Um, and I've been having some issues with Stormworks, which is why I'm recording this again, just so I can kind of put some content on the channel. Um, Come on, get on top of the roof. Oh, oh wait, no, there's an invisible wall. Okay, no wonder. So yeah, I've been having issues with Stormworks. I'm trying to get that sorted out. So I'm just going to upload this so I have at least have some kind of content on the channel. Um, I've already checked my supplies. I think I'm good enough for now. Let's come in here and we'll just kind of check out and see what we've got. So, should probably keep an eye on Aestrin too. Dates, coconuts, tuna, goat cheese. I think gems would probably be an interesting thing to take, honestly. But we're definitely not going to Aestrin with gems. That's hardly any well, you know, to Happy Bay would be a decent profit. Gold? Yeah, because I can buy gold here for 34,752. How much money do I currently have? Not enough. But if I were to go to Neverden, or even Oasis, so selling it at Emerald Archipelago would be, or the Dragon Cliffs would be basically 13 grand in my pocket versus Aestrin. Ooh. If I pick up gold at Oasis and take it to Fort Aestrin, I could actually bring in 15 grand. Uh-huh, that might be what we do then. I was kind of planning to go back to the Emerald Archipelago just for an easier journey, but Aestrin might be where we go this time. What about copper? Okay, so nowhere in the current archipelago really wants copper at all. You're better off going to the Dragon Cliffs with this, honestly. What about spices? Grain. You know, we could even go to Happy Bay, because we haven't really been to Happy Bay yet. Medicine. Seafood. Silk. Oh. Hmm. I like how tobacco is, like, universally gonna bring you at least something. Alright, so I think the plan right now is we're gonna go to Oasis, we're gonna buy some gold, and we're gonna transport it to Fort Aestrin, And we're just going to see where things go from there. I think I should have enough supplies on board to do this. I hope I have enough supplies. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Let's also just kind of check and see like what's good going to Oasis, so we can at least make some cash on the way there. I'll go back through this on my own time, and I'll see you guys back in a second. Okay, so I've loaded up the ship. I have decided we're going to take some gems to Oasis, and then we're also going to take some silk with us to Fort Aestrin as well. This is going to be kind of a journey going back home, really, because we started in Fort Aestrin. So I'm kind of looking forward to this, and whenever we get there, we'll finally have enough money to buy the brig, which is the biggest ship in the game. So yeah, let's do this. Let's try and get our heading here. Let's also try and just push the ship out a little bit. So which way is the wind blowing? The wind is blowing favorable enough to get out of port. Come on, baby, turn, 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 turn. There we go. I think what I might want to do, actually, is I might just want to sail out this way. Or, yeah, well, maybe not. But I definitely want to make sure I have enough room to clear those spikes sticking out of the water. Let's go ahead and start turning now. I love this big rudder that I've got on the back of the ship. It just makes this thing turn so much easier than it used to. I love that giant rudder. Okay, so now we're facing pretty much directly into the wind. Now we're really facing directly into the wind. This is not the way I intended for this to happen, but I might be a little rusty at this game. It's been a while since I played. I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I played this game, so you'll have to forgive me if I'm a little rusty. Let's kind of zigzag our way out of port here. I have gotten a lot of comments saying that they've been having, you know, a lot of people have been having some trouble with the game. And, yeah, I'm not going to lie, this is a game that does not hold your hand. You have to pretty much figure this stuff out by yourself, but that's one reason I've started uploading videos of this game. There's only like 2 or 3 other people out there that actually are doing an actual Let's Play of this game. And I thought I'd just kind of hop on the bandwagon while I had a chance to and hope that my videos could actually help people out. And it seems that my videos do help a lot of people out, but they're still having some trouble. A lot of this game is really just trial and error, believe me. Whenever I first started this game, I had no end of trouble as well. Though I did have one rather pleasant comment that threatened to basically beat the crap out of the developer because the game was too difficult. Hey, dude, heaven help you if you ever play a Dark Souls game. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll release these things. I've thought about playing Dark Souls on the channel a time or two, but at the same time, I don't know if I've got the patience for Dark Souls. I enjoy a challenge, don't get me wrong, but the Dark Souls games have a bit of a reputation, shall we say. Now, this is the beauty about this game, is that you have to kind of figure things out for yourself. There's no one to really hold your hand or anything, like a lot of modern games, which is kind of one reason why gaming, I think, is... For me, it's not what it once was. Like, I'll kind of sit down and I'll play a game for a while whenever I get home from work or whatever, just to kind of unwind. But the days of me playing shooters and stuff like that are they're pretty much done. Really, I don't really enjoy them nearly as much as I did whenever I was a kid. Mostly because I think they just hold your hand too much. Because back in my day, back when we had to walk uphill both ways going to school, barefoot in the snow, I didn't have internet. You know, I lived out on a farm with my dad, 15 miles away from the nearest town. So whenever I was a kid, I had to figure things out for myself. Back whenever we had the N64, for example, my favorite game was a Toy Story 2 game that was on the system. And we didn't know how to beat the game there for a long, long time. And there wasn't, we didn't have the internet to help us out. The internet was around at the time, sure, but it wasn't anything like it is today, where pretty much all of society just kind of revolves around it. I kind of miss those days, honestly. I miss the days before cell phones, before the internet, before all this fancy modern-day equipment that we have now. It just... whenever people actually talk to each other, they didn't just, text each other while they were sitting across from each other at a table or something. They would actually, talk. They used to use their words. And that's something that really annoys me about today's society, is how just unwilling to let go of technology people are. I mean, we like to think that our modern day technology is just completely invincible and whatnot, and that it can never be taken away, but in reality it can be taken away very, very easily. And I think, I don't want to bring politics into it, but things keep going the way they're going, I think we're all going to be losing what we hold so dear, honestly. Even then, even if what I think is going to happen doesn't happen, which what I think is going to happen is the globalists basically completely win. They take over everything. The United States is brought down to its knees from within, and China basically just starts controlling the world. as well as the globalists, which is not going to be a fun time at all whatsoever. But even without that, our society could be taken down very, very easily. All it would take would just be a big enough solar flare from the sun, and all our electrical grids and everything would just be completely wiped out. Anyway, let's just get on with the show. Sorry about this episode being a bit of a downer so far, but, you know, sometimes you gotta talk about stuff like that. There's a lot of people that either choose to remain asleep just because they can't be bothered, or they support the idea, or they just don't want to talk about politics at all whatsoever. I've seen so many people complaining that everything has become political these days. Well, yeah, it has, because politics has become just so ingrained into everything. You can't hardly watch a show these days without there being some kind of woke character in there. It's one reason I don't really watch a lot of shows these days. There is a moth in my room. Just gonna go ahead and release these, because we've got a bit of a journey ahead of us towards Oasis. It's not that long of a journey, but it will take us some time to get there. But how's that for a sight? All the sails catching wind. Not something you see in this game very often. Very often you're just sailing with like 1 or 2 sails in use. Alright, let's check our heading real quick. Apparently I am heading way in the wrong direction. That's fine. We can still have all of our sails pretty much in use. So my day today was just absolute BS. For those who don't know, I work as a garbage man, and we're pretty much out in the elements all the time, be it rain, sleet, snow, dry, heat, whatever. Unless it's hailing or lightning, or if there's, you know, a nadir on the way, tornado, for those who aren't familiar with the slang. We work in pretty much everything. Am I pulling this in the right direction? It looks like it. Yeah, today, for the first time in a long time, we've actually been getting some rain in my area. It's actually been a really, really, really good rain too. It hasn't been like it usually is, where it just unloads on us. Let's see, that's probably good enough right there. The rain has come in at a nice steady pace where the ground can absorb it in. You know, honestly, I think maybe I'd be better off just raising up these mainsails, to be honest, because those are catching a lot of wind. Keep the mainsail up for right now, but definitely want to bring this one in. One more turn. There we go. Let's turn on all the lanterns just so we have some visibility. If memory serves right, I think the last time I uploaded the video of Sailwind, I was actually doing the silent video. So I don't know if people liked or not. You know what, I'm just gonna leave this loose, and it can just do whatever the heck it wants. As for you, let's go ahead and bring you down. About there-ish, I think would be good enough. And you can come down to about there-ish as well. Okay, so slowly but surely we'll be on our way. Go ahead and turn that on. I do like these types of lanterns. It doesn't strain my eyes nearly as much as the colorful lanterns from Emerald Archipelago. The green ones especially. The green ones from the Emerald Archipelago was just... oh, it was just murder on my eyes. Oh, okay. And I'm still not going in the right direction. There we go. I think I was before. The wind just pushed me off course. Oh. Whoa, okay. That was a big wave. Let's not do that again, please. Good lord. That's some PTSD from the tsunami in Stormworks. Right, well, I'm going to go below deck and get some sleep, and I'll see you guys whenever I wake up. Assuming I do wake up. The ocean is apparently not a happy camper today. Okay, that was kind of nerve-wracking. How are we doing? We're staying on course? Vaguely. Can we see the lighthouse yet? Probably not. Speaking of... ah, here we go. How I long for the day when there's a crow's nest in the game. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be in range of it yet, so... I'm just going to go back to bed, and I'll see you guys whenever I wake up again. Alright, so it looks like it's almost dawn of the next day. suppose I probably should have taken some missions while I was at Gold Rock City, but oh well, didn't really think about it at the time. How's the wind doing? Yeah, the wind's... I could probably lower down the mainsail, honestly. Having you about there-ish. About there-ish should probably be alright. Make sure we are not heading directly north. There we go. Now, sooner or later, we should see the lighthouse of Oasis looming on the horizon somewhere. Oh! I think I see... Yep. Sure enough. That is the flame of the lighthouse at Oasis. So we're almost to our first destination, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pretty pleasant trip so far. Aside from the first night, there hasn't really been anything too overly exciting, really. The sea has been pretty calm like this. Yeah, nothing really of note. It's been a pretty chill trip, all things considered. Alright, well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Oasis. I'm going to try and avoid that sandbar right there. Or sandbar, whatever you want to call it. Because the thing has caught me more than once. Okay, I don't think I'm going to dock, because I only have 2 things to deliver here. I think I'm just going to drop anchor in the deeper water somewhere, and... Hang on a second. I thought I saw, like, a flashing light over there. Maybe it's just my imagination. Yeah, I think I'm just going to dock, like... Or drop anchor in, like, the deeper water somewhere, and... just deliver these 2 crates that I've got. So let's go ahead and start raising up the sails. That's you. That's you. Well, you know what? Maybe I lied. Maybe I will just go ahead and dock. Jump for it. Let's see here. Let's put you there. Then we've only got these 2 crates down here. We've got these gems. So let's go ahead and just deliver these. Put you right there. And put you right next to it. There we go. Okay, gems. Oh, ooh, sculptures. Hello. Yeah. Alright, let's make sure. 31,000. I don't have enough, do I? Probably because I bought too much silk. So how much does silk go for then? Silk. I'm going to try and recover as much money as I can. I knew buying silk was going to be a bad idea in the back of my head, but I just refused to listen. I didn't listen to myself. Ooh, maybe we'll have enough now. Gold? 33.79. No, not quite. Just sell all the silk, I guess. Okay, that should be enough, yeah. Not enough, of course not. But that last crate should be enough. Okay. Let's just sell this then. This is going to be a very simple load if I manage to pull this off. Right, gold. There we go. That has wiped out pretty much all of my money. Oh, wow, and it's just... I was expecting one of the bigger crates, but no, it's just one of these little tiny things. Okay, well, you can just go right there, I guess, and we'll carry on, I guess. First, I'm going to get some eel. Tell you what, though, I will just go ahead and just launch the ship back. There we go. That did not go... Oh, I see. I see. I still have a sail up back here. That would definitely explain things. Okay, there we go. Problem solved. Now then, start pushing you back as much as I can. Be careful not to hit the island, though. That would be very bad. Okay, I think. This should be good. Okay, let's, first off, let's kind of straighten the wheel again. Just want to check my heading real quick. So, pretty much just straight to the northeast, really. That's gonna be about as straightforward as it gets, I guess. Just straight to the northeast. So let's go ahead and just lower down the main sails and we'll be on our way. All right. I did put the gold on board, right? Yes. That would be very, very bad. I sail all the way there and I leave the gold behind. Well, RIP this save game, really. Unfurl all the sails again. All right. Well, I will kind of do it what I did last time. I'll just join you guys whenever interesting things start occurring, and I'll see you guys back in a moment. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys whenever I find something worthy of recording, and I'll show you guys what's going on. Be it a storm, be it like distance from land, or whenever I come across. It could just be like a random crate or something in the ocean. I'll see you guys then. Right, well, I think we've officially left land far behind, because I don't even see the lighthouse anymore. Unless it's like hidden behind the waves or something, but I don't think so. I think we are pretty much well and truly out in the open ocean now. Which is... It's always kind of nerve-wracking, really, because, obviously on the ocean you don't really have any real sense of where you're going outside of just a couple of, instruments, like a compass and the chronometer and the quadrants. I was having some trouble remembering what the heck this thing is called, but yeah, even for me, it's kind of nerve-wracking still, going out into the open ocean. Well, we are chugging right on along, though. We're going about 10 knots, give or take. Which is, for a boat like this, it's pretty gosh darn fast. Right, well, I will see you guys later on whenever something else comes about.
no trouble. But I've taken care of, yeah, the most difficult to get to one already. Oh, and wolves are definitely, they're spawning in at this point, right? There's more wolves coming. Eyes open. Listen, and maybe use this door. Because there's a good chance they can't open doors. So if I just go, yeah, straight at this point, then loop around to get to here. Alright, just straight on. So we've got eyes open, ready for everything. Always like to see a flash of red. Submachine gun, honestly, submachine gun is good. Oh, blimey. Okay, one of them just got Ashley.
Okay, so I think it's about time I show you how to use the chronometer, or the chrono compass, excuse me. So it works best when it's close to noon, whenever the sun is directly south. And I'm going to try and explain this as simply as I can, but the arrow up top, beneath the blue gem up there that's pointing directly south, those numbers are your latitude. But if you look at the bottom of the compass, you're gonna see those two shadows. And what you want to do is you want to try and get those shadows to where they intertwine, but they don't overlap. So about there-ish. And maybe about there. So our latitude is shown by the shadow that's caused by this bar there. Not entirely sure how I'm supposed to explain this in simple terms, but I don't think this is right, to be honest. Because that's showing latitude 35. And our longitude would be this can't be right. I must be doing something wrong here. This cannot be right. Although, maybe. If I'm reading that correctly, then we should be I need to check the latitude again, honestly. Let's actually use the sun compass for this. I think it might already be too late. Yeah, I think I wasted too much time trying to figure out the chrono compass. Yeah. I think it should be still doable. Maybe I should probably just wait for... Yeah, I think I should probably just wait for nighttime. Then we'll use the quadrant and do it the old-fashioned way with the North Star. We'll check our latitude first, and we'll check our longitude with the chrono compass. But the way it works is those numbers up at the very top are supposed to be your latitude, and these bars down at the bottom are supposed to be your longitude, which is indicated by the shadow that's made by that bar right there. Still not perfect at it, but yeah, because that would indicate latitude 35 and longitude negative. -5, maybe? Which I swear cannot be right. Okay, well, the latitude... I can buy latitude 34. We've been sailing for quite a while. But I think we should be closer to longitude -2 rather than -5, but I was looking at the shadow pretty late in the day, so I'll just fast forward till tomorrow morning, and we'll check it out again. Because it would be kind of nice to know where we are, more or less.
And come on. It's Leon. Leon, it's time for... No! Bad dog. Bad dog. Bad dog. Stay down. Good dog. Right, do a quick green and yellow, because any excuse to get my health up, to be honest. And, okay, one small problem we've got here. The gate here that leads up to, yeah, the next little flag thing is sealed. So, okay.
Well, hello. The water is starting to get pretty choppy. Which is not ideal, honestly. I was enjoying the smooth sailing that we had at the very beginning, but I suppose that can't last forever. Just make sure that we're on course still, quite quickly, which we are not. We somehow got turned way off course. The nice thing about sailing to the Aestrin region, by the way, is the fact that you can see Mount Malefic from way off, like days before you get there. Because Mount Malefic just sticks out like a freaking beacon. Let's see, so tonight's going to be the night we need to check our quadrant to see where the devil we actually are. Doing fine for food for right now. Just go ahead and get this ready. Okay. So we just got some air. That's okay. Not exactly what I would like to have happen, but what can you do, I suppose? Alright, so there's the formation we're looking for. Just gonna make sure that's actually the... Okay, so we're at latitude 35? I think it's technically 34, but we're kind of knocking on 35. So we are... Okay, in terms of latitude, we're about halfway there. But in terms of longitude, I'm going to have to wait until daytime to figure that out. Yeah, so if I were to turn, like, directly east, we would actually get to Happy Bay if we stayed within the same quadrants. Okay, so that's good to know. We're roughly halfway to our destination. And once we see Mount Malefic off on the horizon, that pretty much means that we're basically home free. We don't really need to worry about our tools or our coordinates anymore. And hopefully we'll see Mount Malefic in the not-too-distant future. My front square sail is kind of going underneath the water a little bit, which is kind of concerning, but whatever. Okay, so a storm just kind of came out of nowhere, which is not ideal, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like it when I sail into storms. Storms are kind of scary out in the middle of nowhere in the ocean. The nice thing about storms, though, is that it means that we get a lot of extra wind. If I can, I'm going to try and bring this sail back. Come on. And I'm getting thirsty and hungry. Might as well just eat this eel, I suppose. Was thunder in the game before? I think that might be new. But maybe I'm misremembering. I don't remember thunder being in the game before. Huh. Interesting. Try and pull this thing back just a little bit. Ooh, that's sketchy. In real life, this would be absolutely terrifying. Try and turn, but more like this. There we go. These waves are massive. I don't think that's something you want to be seeing whenever you're below deck. Whoa, okay. I think I'm gonna have to stay behind the helm here for a while. The weather keeps knocking us off course. Oh boy. On the bright side, it looks like the storm's going to be ahead of us. We're not going into the worst of it, by the looks of it, but looks can be deceiving. Seas are really rough around here. The storm is not helping us at all whatsoever. That is helping out with some potential thumbnail clips, though. Getting some water down here, but nothing too bad. Oh, wow. My rudder is almost completely out of the water there. Holy crap. Well, this would be kind of an interesting view. Imagine, like, if every now and then you kind of peered underneath the water and you just see, like, a random shipwreck. You couldn't really do anything with it, but it was you knew it was there. Somebody should... I would assume it might be possible with mods. Should totally, like, just put, like, some random ships down at the bottom of the ocean, just in random spots. And, see if anybody happens to see them. Yeah, looks like the storm is moving on. The waves are, I mean, they're still bad, but they're not as bad as they were. Man, it must have been one heck of an ordeal to travel the seas back in the day on wooden ships. A big enough wave comes along and just snaps your ship in half like it's nothing. That reminds me of the opening of the Disney Pocahontas movie. Even though the movie's not very well liked, I watched the crap out of that movie when I was a kid. Back when we had, you know, VCRs and stuff. It was one of my favorite movies to watch as a kid. Just because of the whole cowboys and Indians thing. Even though it wasn't really cowboys, it was just settlers, but at the time, you know, I didn't really think about it too much. Ooh, this would be a cool screenshot. Yeah, that storm is speeding off way ahead of us. Exactly the way we want it to be. We do not want to be caught in the middle of the storm at all whatsoever. Yeah, I think I'm wrong, actually. I think there was thunder in previous versions of the game, but I do my frickin' darndest to stay away from storms as much as I possibly can. So, and on top of that, it's been like 3 weeks since I played the game, so I might be just misremembering things. Woo. Well, we're definitely not checking the coordinates with the chrono compass today. Although, we might. It's not quite noon yet, but it's getting close. Although, this is set for the Dragon Cliffs, not the Aestrin region or the All-Lonk region either. But judging by the look of the water, I think we're definitely in the Aestrin region now. I don't think we're in All-Lonk anymore. Okay. Let's not do that game. I think I clicked my Windows button by accident. Right, so since the storm has pretty much moved on, I think I'm gonna pause the video here and I'll see you guys again whenever something else pops up. Maybe we'll sail into another storm, or maybe this one will change its mind and come right back towards me. Who knows? Or maybe we'll stumble across something else new. Maybe the developer has hidden something out here somewhere. I still want to see a ghost ship that just appears randomly and just sails around the map at random points. So there's not a guarantee that you'll find it, but you know, there's a chance that you could run into it. It might just be, you know, my own personal opinion, but I think it's kind of a crime to have a game like this where you've got this vast open ocean, and as, you know, relevant or prevalent as ghost ships are in maritime history, I think you should definitely have at least some kind of ghosty goos out there somewhere. Even if it's just like a battered old ship that's obviously, you know, been at sea for months, maybe even years. just completely unattended for. Like its sails are all ripped apart, and maybe it's partially flooded. I think that would still work, honestly, because it would still be just a harrowing sight. It's one of the last things you want to see when you're out on the ocean by yourself, you know? But anyway, I'll see you guys back in a moment. Okay, well... based on this... I'm going to say we're at longitude... Still not sure if that's entirely right. Because that would suggest, like... still in the negatives. As far as latitude goes, I think latitude is fairly accurate. I think we're at 37. Possibly 36. But longitude-wise, we're still at like negative 2, maybe negative 1. So, just make sure we're still heading in the same direction that we need to be going. Slight course correction. There we go. I think I need to start going a bit further east, honestly. I think I'm going to wait until tonight. Check my latitude for sure with the quadrant. And depending on where the heck we are, I'm going to start sailing a bit further east, because I think we've gone too far north. Even though I've been sailing pretty much directly to the northeast the entire time. And by the look of it, I should be, you know, from Oasis, it's like directly straight north to the northeast. What I need to do is I need to keep an eye out for Mount Malefic. Or Malefic, I guess. Yeah. I'll look around with the spyglass for a little bit, see if I can spot anything off in the far distance. Not optimistic, but you never know. And, you know, to be fair, it's only been like maybe a little over 2 hours, maybe a little less than 2 hours. 2 hours, give or take, since I started recording this, and it takes like 6 hours to get from Emerald Archipelago to Alonk and the other way around, so even with a favorable wind, we might be pushing the game a little bit too much here. Sails the way that they need to be. Hey, that sail is actually... yeah, that'll do. Yeah. Crow's nests really need to be put in the game as quickly as possible, as far as my opinion goes. Is trying to see over the waves is just really annoying. Okay, so I just checked my coordinates, or yeah, my location, and we should be right on course, actually. We are at longitude 0 and latitude 37. So if we keep heading to the northeast, we should see Mount Malefic, or indeed any of the larger islands of Fort Aestrin, relatively soon. So, hello, I'm getting a text. Yeah. It is not even 6 o'clock yet, and I started recording at a little after 3. So this will actually be a pretty short journey, if I'm doing this correctly, and if the wind keeps at our back. Oh, hello. I swear I just saw behind that wave Mount Malefic, or Malefic. Whichever way, we have found Aestrin, everybody. I'm pretty sure that is definitely the volcano, so... Alright, so we have found our way to Fort Aestrin, basically. Don't have to worry about our tools anymore, we just have to worry about keeping an eye on the bits of land that are sticking out. Yeah, Mount Malefic you can actually see from quite a ways away. It's going to be a while before we can actually see the other islands, so I'll just see you guys whenever we are getting closer or some of the other islands pop into view. Definitely a lot closer now. There's Mount Malefic all the way over there. Then there is the island I can never remember the name of at all whatsoever. And then that is... pretty sure that's Fort Aestrin itself. And that's all we can see for right now. But that's going to be bothering me now. What the heck is the name of this island? I can never remember the name of this island. Sunspire, that's it. But here we are. We are finally back home. After months and months and months out at sea now. And I can finally say that I've actually sailed from Gold Rock City to Fort Aestrin. I think this is actually kind of an easier sail than I was expecting it to be, honestly, because aside from one little hiccup I didn't really record, I pretty much stayed on course the entire time. At one point, whenever I was sleeping, the ship turned like to the southeast rather than staying on course to the northeast, and I didn't realize that for quite some time. But seems like it didn't really matter in the end, because we're still coming in from broadly the same angle I was expecting to come in from originally. Port Aestrin. We got Mount Malefic over there. Then we've got Sunspire. Then there's Port Aestrin itself right over there, which can't really see it with our own eyes quite yet, but for the most part, we've pretty much arrived, everybody. It's pretty cool to be back here. Once we get docked and we unload our cargo, which is just, in case you've forgotten, it's just this one little tiny box of gold here, which is going to bring in like 15 grand. We should be able to buy the brig, which is the biggest ship in the game. And when I say this box of gold is going to bring in 15 grand, I mean it's going to bring in 15,000 more income than I originally had whenever I bought the darn thing. So we'll be up to like 50,000 all along Lions, give or take, which should be well more than enough to make all the gold coins we need. But I think we need 110 of these things, so these gold lions. Alright, so I will see you guys whenever we are arriving at the docks. Hello, what are you? Are you just a bunch of random trees? Yeah, it looks like you're just a bunch of random trees. Okay. I thought I stumbled across something interesting there for a second, but no, I just got fooled by a bunch of trees. Well done, Dalton. Good job. Oh, look! It's Siren Song. Way off in the distance over there. That's where we started the LP so very long ago, people. That over there is home, sweet home. And I can't help but feel I kind of went around the long way here, but oh well. Sooner or later I need to start raising up the sails, to be honest. Honestly, I think it might not be a bad chore to start doing now with the extra sails. Yeah, that one's all reeled up. Let's bring in these ones. That one's taken care of. Let's bring you in. Okay, and then we'll bring you in. Perfect. Then around this corner should be the docking area. Let's also go ahead and release you. Maybe not that much. Put you about there. I'll bring you back to about there. And there we go. Those are the lights of port. As far as time goes, it is almost 4 o'clock in the morning for the Emerald Archipelago region. I wonder, does the clock... Like, is the time just like the solid time, or does every region have its actual own time zone? That's interesting. I would assume each archipelago has its own time zone, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I need to look into that. What are... Okay, you're a crane. Okay, I thought that was another boat that had been just randomly added to the game and I didn't know about it. Alright, so... Wow, we've been going on for almost an hour and a half now. an hour and 21 minutes as OBS is showing. I almost said OG&E. No, that would be my electric company. Yeah, I think I'm gonna dock at the repair bay. We'll give this thing a bath. And we'll kind of play around with the sails a little bit too. Then we're going to go over there and check out the brig. And I don't know if I'll mess around with the brig in this episode or not. I guess... Yeah, I really don't have anything else going on, but... I mean, just for the sake of attention span, I mean, this thing is going on for... almost an hour and a half now, but I suppose I can make it a little bit longer. I mean, why the heck not? My streams are almost 4 hours long, so... Alright, let's go ahead and start reeling this in. Doing this a little late, don't you think, Dalton? Yeah, probably. Bet it will. Ramming speed! Go ham or go home, I guess. It is a good thing that there's no, like, actual physical damage that can be done to the boats yet. I intentionally raised up the other sail so I could do this in time, but I got caught up in what I was talking about. I didn't even think about it. Okay, let's get you all nice and sorted. It's good to be home. It's very, very good to be home indeed. Let's get you sorted out as well. Honestly, the way the ship is now, I think it's probably the best it can be. I mean, I could probably put on a couple of square sails or something, but as it is, I think the ship is pretty much good. I don't think I really want to make any changes to it as far as sails go. But maybe if there's like a bigger rudder or something, I can totally go for that. Ooh. Don't fall down. Alright, pretty easy unloading job this time. I like it when the jobs are really easy to unload. And just drop you there. Let's sell the gold for 53,000. Heck yes. Oh! Okay. Let's... Wow, okay. Well, I think that's all I really need for the brig. So let's go ahead and just transfer over as much of this as we possibly can. You know, I got 20,000 Aestrin coins. I think that's going to be good enough. So let's run over here. We'll get the brig. Oh, look at the pretty rainbow. I do like it when the rainbows are in the game. There aren't that many games that actually do rainbows. I'm very impressed every single time I see one. So yeah, 110 boat purchased. The brig, the biggest boat in the game, is now mine. Heck yes. Right, well, we'll be back with you in just a second, Mr. Brig, or Mrs. Brig, excuse me. Boats are she's, not he's. Let's go ahead and play around with the sandbug for a little bit first, though. Alright, let's clean the hull. Holy crap. So cleaning the hull on these things is... it ain't cheap. don't think there's really anything I can do here, so... Just clean the hull, call it good. And unfortunately, cleaning the hull is just kind of a waste of money, really, but oh well. Okay, I can't turn the wheel all of a sudden. Odd. Let's try just resetting it, maybe? Yeah, like I can't turn the wheel. This is very weird. The wheel is, the rudder is facing the wrong direction entirely. Okay, well, I plan to do some stuff with the brig this episode, but maybe we won't. We might have to wait until next episode because I have to exit out of the game to fix this bug. So I think that's long enough anyway. I think the brig kind of deserves its own little episode, so we'll kind of play around with that next episode. So that's going to wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, and if you want to see more, please subscribe, because I will probably have more on the way somewhat soon. And I will see you guys in the next episode. So until then, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.